Hey guys, thanks so much for joining John's Daily Dose today. It is time for our Employee Spotlight. It's Thursday, and so as we have been doing the last couple of weeks, RDI Henderson has had a couple of changes with people getting promoted, people moving into different roles, and so what I wanted to do today was highlight another one of the folks that had the opportunity to step on up. I'm coming for you, Cassie. So you're next week. But yeah, KO, you had the opportunity to step up, just like Sinclair, into a nesting manager role. Am I right?
Yeah.
What is that?
It's a hard transition from going into training and then getting out on the floor, and it's like, who do I go to for help?
Yeah.
They don't build a relationship with their supervisors just yet, so it's primarily focused on getting those people to get comfortable on the phones.
As we were going through the process of class after class and people going into production, we realized that there was a disconnect, right, between training and production, that there was a relationship gap. And so if we can bridge that relationship gap with folks like KO, with folks like Sinclair, we find folks stick around simply because, again, they have someone to go to. They know, okay, I'm going to go to KO for my questions. I'm going to go to Sinclair for my questions, and then that helps them to transition and even to build a relationship between not just them and you guys, but them and their supervisors that they will then progress to, in time. I wanted to kind of jump into your RDI story. We've all got one, right?
So I started working at RDI in December 2019. I heard about it, because of my mom, right? She was like, will be a good opportunity. I wasn't happy where I was previously.
Okay.
So the moment I heard about the opportunity, I was all for it. Applied, started trading. Next week, went through the training, and then I remember my first day on the floor. I did not want to get on the phones at all. I was so nervous. I was I thought I was just going to stumble over my words and just freeze up.
People in training, you're hearing this, don't feel like you're alone in feeling overwhelmed or feeling scared or anything like that.
Yeah.
Your nesting manager knows exactly where you've been. Where you are, right? Because he's been there. So that's awesome. And so how did you overcome that?
I had all this self-doubt, but when I actually started to take calls, all that self-doubt completely turned into confidence. And the more and more calls that you do take, you just gain more and more confidence. And then it just became second nature to me because it's all repetition.
Mm-hmm.
You start to realize that the majority of the calls are, stuff that you handle. That you handled in week 1 and week 2. Who I went to for help those first 3 weeks, the resource guide, and then Sam. But yeah, after my 4th week on the phone, that's when I had no more doubt.
What would you say for folks that are in your shoes? Maybe they're in training right now, maybe they're in nesting, maybe they're in production and they're still feeling that lack of confidence that you're talking about. Maybe they don't know who to talk to. What would be your words of wisdom to them?
I feel like RDI is a great place to, have someone that you do, that you can go to and actually speak to. So if they don't have that person, best person that I would definitely suggest is John. John, I know you're there for a lot of the people.
Checks in the mail, KO. Checks in the mail.
But if the people don't feel confident, the best thing to do is study, take notes, or read the resource guide. Live and die by the resource guide. All the answers and information is there. That is, where we do get it. So
yeah,
it really is something that you want to get comfortable with because it's always going to be there. Whenever you have a request, right? A lot of the people who ask first before looking at the resource guide, it's easier to forget it because you're hearing it rather than when you actually see the answer and find it yourself. I feel like it's easier to remember. So I try to instruct to them, make the first instinct to look first. If you don't find it, then go ahead and let us know, so we could show you where to find it, and that way it does stick more because you're actually seeing the answer rather than hearing the answer.
They're not trying to be lazy and avoid your question. They're trying to get you to learn.
I will never ever avoid anyone. Anyone who asks for assistance, I promise you, you will never get avoided by me ever.
And you mentioned something about just kind of RDI being a little bit different. What are some of the ways that you would say that RDI is different from other places that you've worked?
It's just, I love the environment here. I really do. There's a lot of different personalities, and it all meshes well together. It's just you could easily find someone to go up to and talk to, and just you'll definitely be able to make friends here on your first day. Someone who needs, you know, I would say like good advice whenever they're feeling down or anything, I recommend John. John is like, you're full of life.
It's the coffee, absolutely. So anyone, KO nor I have, yeah, I think it's KO nor I, the English. It's not an English class, folks. Stop.
Yeah.
Neither of us have had Dutch Bros. So if anyone is going to Dutch Bros and would like to gift us some Dutch Bros, so that we can see what everyone's talking about, feel free to do that. Just kidding. All right.
Yeah.
If you were an animal, what would you be?
I'd be a shark, 100%.
Really? What? You want to be flexible? Or an
I want to be
invertebrate?
flexible. No, I was born in San Jose, California. So
Okay.
San Jose Sharks. Like I have a tattoo of a shark.
What's your jam?
Anything by the weekend.
That was easy. I mean,
Very
you knew
easy.
right away.
Yeah, very easy. But no, I like all types of music. But off the top of my head right now, I was listening to The Weeknd earlier. So.
Anything else?
Can I ask you a question?
Of course.
All right, cool.
What do you got?
Any animal, what would you be? I'm
Horse.
curious
Horse is a horse, of course, except
Right.
for Mr. Ed. Only old folks will know what that means. There was an old show called Mr. Ed, and it was
Mr.
a
Ed?
talking horse.
now. Yeah, I was gonna say that. I have no idea what
Yep.
you're talking about.
That's all right.
Right over my head.
Thank you so much for watching the Employee Spotlight, getting to know KO. Again, I say it every time. We don't get these opportunities to have conversations like this, get to know the people that we're working with, as well as, again, talk to the folks that are, moving up into these new positions, seeing where their vantage point is, what got them to where they are, so that you who, want that same opportunity at some point, know the roadmap to get there. So if you have questions, make sure you're reaching out to KO. If you have concerns, reach out to me. No question is too big or too small, right? It doesn't matter what campaign you're on, doesn't matter, whether you're an at-home person, just shoot me an email or a Facebook message, right? Go ahead and shoot a comment on here. And so thanks so much, KO, for being on the show.
Thank you, John.
And we'll see you next time.
Thank you, John.
Absolutely, man.
Appreciate it. You know how I get going. I will definitely stutter here and there, and if it's live, I don't want to stutter. What was that word I'm looking for?
Yeah.
Complete blank right now.
That's
Yeah.
all right.